After paying for my wife's master's degree by selling my childhood comic collection, she threw a graduation party. In front of her friends, she announced, "I'm filing for divorce now that I can afford someone better." Everyone laughed. I just smiled, picked up my jacket, and left without a word. 6 months later, my WhatsApp exploded. 64 missed calls, please answer, and for sobbing voice outside my new apartment. She grinned and set my amazing fantasy number 15 on the grill, right on top of the steaks. Her father cackled. The whole party roared. Spider-Man's face blistered and curled in the flames while my wife announced, "Time for the big surprise, everyone." She paused, letting the silence fatten with dread. "I'm divorcing him. Officially. I can finally afford better." It got louder after that. People who'd never spoken to me at any of her gatherings raised glasses. One guy I barely recognized, her group project partner, I think, clapped me on the back and said, "Guess you're off the hook, man." Like I'd been waiting for permission to crawl out of my own skin. I stood there, sweating through my only suit jacket, pretending not to smell ruined newsprint and regret. No one even looked at me. Not even her mother, who once called me the best thing that ever happened to her daughter. It felt like the end of a movie where the hero dies 20 minutes in and the camera just keeps rolling, tracking empty party plates and laughter bouncing off walls. I should have screamed, I guess. Or flipped the grill. Or snatched the comic from the fire and thrown it at someone's face. Instead, I did what I always do, I watched. I let them see me watching. I put on my best smile, the dead one that doesn't touch your eyes, and walked out. Nobody stopped me. The elevator music on the ride down was peppier than the sound in my head. I went radio silent after that. Cut off every single person who ever met her. Nuked my social media. Changed my number. Only kept WhatsApp for work. My new apartment is above a closed-down fish market. It reeks in the summer, but nobody visits. That's the point. Sometimes, late at night, I replay the scene, her smiling as she watched 20 years of my childhood curl into black flakes. How proud she looked. Like she'd finally made it. She used to say she'd marry someone rich and make her ex jealous. I was the rehearsal. The blank check. Selling my comics was supposed to be a love story. She got into grad school, expensive, private, out of state. I had savings, but not enough. She cried, "You know how much this means to me." Her dream, her future, her ticket out of this town, blah blah. She barely touched the boxes. "That stuff's for kids," she'd say, rolling her eyes when I'd pull out an old issue and trace the ink with my thumb. I sold everything. Not just the keys, the lock, the door, the whole damned house. She beamed as I packed up crates for that balding dealer with the yellow van. "Someday you'll thank yourself for letting go," she said, not looking up from her phone. What I didn't say, I'd been buying those comics since I was 6. Sometimes with lunch money. Sometimes sneaking out in the rain with 2 coins taped together. She never asked about the stories. Only the price. Her new crowd was different after she started grad school. She came home smelling like gin and grapefruit. Her group chats were constant, full of names I'd never heard. She began introducing me as her husband. He works remote. When I'd ask about her day, she'd say, "Networking is everything, babe." Networking meant coming home at 2 a.m., mascara flaked down her cheekbones, perfume not hers. She started pushing therapy. "You need to process your attachment to things," she'd say, tilting her head with faux empathy. I thought it was about my comics. It wasn't. 3 months in, I found her laptop open. Group chat, full volume. Her classmates. The thread was titled Escape Plan. Messages from her. "He still thinks I'll stay after graduation, lol. He paid for all of it. I'll be free by July. Honestly, I'm gonna miss the way he looks at me like a dog left outside in the rain. Guilt is such a rush. Someone else, do it at your party. Make it a story. Her, watch me." My stomach didn't drop. It evaporated. I didn't confront her. That's what she wanted. The explosion. The drama. Instead, I started keeping notes. I stopped doing laundry. I stopped asking about her day. I started watching. Everything. Every text, every whisper, every shadow on the wall. I let her think I was numb or dumb or both. Party night. June. Sweat pooling in my shoes. I brought the last gift, her favorite champagne, paid for with the change from my comic sales. She hugged me for the cameras, squeezing my arm tightly for the cameras. "You're such a good man," she cooed, loud enough for her friends to hear. Her dad winked at me. I wanted to ask if he'd ever been in a room full of people rooting for his funeral. When she set the comic on the grill, it wasn't random. She dug it out from my one saved box, one I'd hidden behind a loose wall panel. She knew I tried to keep one. Her mom filmed the whole thing. Later, I found out it was posted to Instagram with the caption, "Making space for real life." Dozens of likes. My DMs flooded with "Wow savage, lol." I left without saying goodbye. She didn't even notice. My last sight, her new best friend sliding into my seat, arm draped over her shoulder, whispering something that made her giggle and cover her mouth. That night, I packed what I could fit in one trash bag and left the rest. She didn't call. She didn't text. 2 days later, my key stopped working. My email locked out. Shared bank account, zeroed. She even Venmo'd herself $8 for parking. I slept in my car for a week because our landlord was her cousin and family loyalty means you side with the one whose parents visit for Christmas. 6 months. Not a word. I get a new job. Cheap but steady. Start running. Stop drinking. I talk to no one. I become a ghost. I dream of the smell of burned ink. The party. The faces. Her. Over and over. Then last night it all shatters again. WhatsApp starts buzzing at 2:13 a.m. 64 missed calls. The same message over and over. Please answer. Please. Please. I'm outside. I'm so sorry. Let me in. And a 30-second voice note just crying. Ragged, ugly, real crying. I hear traffic in the background. And a final whisper, he knows. I'm scared. Please. I look out the window. She's there. Slumped on the curb, clutching a suitcase, mascara running down her jaw, hoodie that isn't hers. I let her cry. I make her wait. Because the truth is, I don't feel sorry for her. I feel nothing. Not hate. Not love. Nothing. Just a yawning pit where my trust used to be. I want her to stay out there until the sun comes up. Until the neighbors call the cops. Until her phone dies and she can't beg anyone else. My phone buzzes again. A new number. He's coming for you too. No name. No clue. Just that. My stomach knots. My hands sweat. For the first time in months, I feel awake. Because whatever's happening to her isn't over. It's coming for me. And all I can do is wait. Update 1. She started banging on the door at 2:38 a.m. The kind of bang you use when you know you're not supposed to be here. It echoed through the cracked hallway, made my neighbor's dog start howling. I didn't move. I watched her on the security feed, crouched under the flickering light, hair matted to her cheeks with tears or sweat or both. She looked feral. Beautiful in that way a crime scene is beautiful, something irreversible just happened and you can't look away. The texts kept coming. I know you're there. Please. I just need to talk. I have nowhere to go. Then a photo. Just her hand bleeding at the knuckle, thumb bent wrong, wedding ring missing. Part of me almost unlocked the door. Old muscle memory. Old dog. Instead, I put my phone face down and turned up the TV. Static. Dead air. By sunrise, the hallway was empty. Just a spot of blood on the tile and a dent in the wall where her suitcase must have crashed. I watched it on loop. 5 times. 10. Work that day was a blackout. I just floated through emails, Zoom calls, the low groan of the copy machine. When I left for lunch, she was waiting by the dumpster. Smiling. Not happy, smiling like someone trying not to show all their teeth. She stepped into the sunlight. Hoodie gone, makeup scraped off. Eyes red like she hadn't slept in a year. She moved slow. I kept walking. You have to listen, she said, voice so soft it barely made it through the wind. I didn't stop. I walked until I hit the corner, then doubled back, hoping she'd be gone. She wasn't. She followed me for 3 blocks. Just behind, like a stray. Every time I glanced over my shoulder, she looked smaller. Eventually, she stopped at a payphone and started sobbing. I watched from across the street until a cop car rolled by and she vanished into the side alley. That night, I get a DM from her best friend, Hannah. The one who filmed the comic burning. It's just a photo of her, my ex, sitting on a hospital bed, hand wrapped in gauze, face turned away. Then a message. Hannah. She says she's sorry. She's scared. Please call. It's not about the divorce. It's not about money. It's him. I wait an hour before responding. I want to see how far they'll go. Another DM pops up. This time from a burner account. Same profile pic as the one that sent, he's coming for you too. It's a video. 30 seconds. No sound. My ex in a parking garage crying. A car door slams somewhere off camera. She screams. The video cuts. I call the number back. No answer. Just static. I go home. There's a sticky note on my door. Please. I'm sorry. He knows about the money. About the degree. I shouldn't have used your name. I shouldn't have taken the files. Please help me. Files. I don't know what she means. Until I check my email. Inbox 104 unread. Dozens of password reset requests. A letter from the university CC'd to me, subject, academic dishonesty allegation. She's accused of plagiarism. Her degree under review. I sold my comics to pay for a degree she might not have earned. Then, a notice from my old bank. Suspicious activity on a closed joint account. Attempted transfer flagged. All to an account in my name but not mine. She used my ID, my credit, my name. I can see the numbers, $24,000 attempted withdrawal. If it goes through, I'm dead. Credit ruined. Life ruined. There's a voicemail from a blocked number. Just heavy breathing, then a man's voice, you should have picked someone smarter. She's not worth what you lost. My hands go numb. I try to call back. The number's dead. Midnight. Another knock. Soft this time. I open the peephole. She's there again. But not alone. A man in a suit, hands in his pockets, just behind her. He doesn't look at the camera. He just waits. My ex looks up, eyes hollow. She mouths something. I can't hear. But I know what it is. Help me. I step back. The man smiles, just for the lens. He knows I'm watching. I lock every door, wedge a chair under the knob. I watch the city go dark outside my window. She's out there. So is he. And now I'm part of whatever comes next. Update 2. Didn't sleep. Every noise in the hallway made me flinch. At 3 a.m., I watched my front door through the security app, thumb on the call police button, knowing if it came to that, it was already too late. I kept thinking about the last time she looked at me like that, like a drowning swimmer who finally sees a lifeboat and realizes it's already full. I started digging. Old habit. I never wanted to be the detective in my own life, but here we are. I pull up her emails from when we still shared the laptop. She'd never logged out. I skinned months of threads, half in her name, half in mine. Turns out she didn't just borrow my credit for tuition. She used my info to get scholarships she wasn't eligible for. Fake essays, ghostwritten references, even copied transcripts. One file, named planb.pdf, is just screenshots of our text conversations edited to make it look like I was pressuring her to cheat. I feel my chest tighten. I scroll further. A folder called Emergency. Password protected. I crack it with her cat's name, of course. Inside, scans of my old passport, driver's license, and a birth certificate she must have stolen from my desk drawer. She'd used me as her backup plan. If her degree blew up, she'd claim identity theft. She had receipts, emails to her university advisor months ago warning that I was unstable, manipulative, obsessed with comics, and emotionally abusive. That's why her story was airtight at the party. I was already the villain before she ever set the comic on fire. By noon, my landlord is pounding on the door. He looks at me the way people look at something leaking in the street. Guy was here. Said he was from the university. Wanted to know if you lived alone. If anyone else had access to the building. My blood goes cold. I lie. No one's here. Just me. Why? He shrugs. Said it was about fraud. You in trouble. I laughed too hard. Wouldn't be the first time. He leaves. I watch him through the peephole as he walks down the hall, texting. I try to call my old boss, maybe get a reference, maybe warn them something might be coming their way. The number's disconnected. Their website is gone. I Google the company under federal investigation for embezzlement. I keep scrolling, hands shaking. The only mentions of my name online now are lawsuit notices and a Reddit post on some local gossip thread. Wife burns comics, man goes missing. Anyone know where he is? The replies are worse. He's a psycho, always obsessed with money. He stalked her for months after she left. Her new boyfriend's a lawyer, right? Maybe he finally snapped. That's when it hits me, this isn't just about her. It never was. She had help. My phone rings again. A number I don't know. Is this Sam? It's a woman's voice. Young, shaky. I don't know if you remember me. I was at the graduation party. I shouldn't be calling, but I can't sleep. I heard what happened. She told everyone you were dangerous. That you might come back. She said you tried to kill yourself when she left. I choke. No, I didn't. She keeps going. She said you threatened to burn her thesis. That's why she burned your comics. She made us promise not to call you if we saw you around. She hangs up before I can ask anything else. I check WhatsApp. 2 new messages from my ex. Please. I need your help. I have nowhere else. He's not who you think he is. He said if I don't pay, he'll ruin both of us. I reply. Who is he? No answer. 10 minutes go by. Then another message, but not from her. It's a photo. My face outside my building cropped from the security camera. Caption, nice place. I see why she picked you. See you soon. I panic. I pack everything I own, laptop, charger, 1 change of clothes, into my old trash bag. I call a cab, tell them to take me anywhere but here. The driver keeps glancing at me in the mirror. He finally asks, you running from something? I just nod. We stop at a motel near the airport. I pay in cash. I don't use my real name. I stare at the ceiling all night, listening for footsteps. At 4 a.m., someone tries my door. Jiggles the handle for a long, slow minute. Then silence. Next morning, I open my email. A new message. Subject, you owe me. No body. Just a link. I click. In the video, she sits on a chair, looking completely defeated. The man in the suit stands behind her, reading from a script, his words heavy with threat. She stares at the camera, eyes wide with fear, unable to respond. Her silence says everything. You ruined everything, he says, voice dead calm. She owes. You owe. You can fix it. Or you can watch her pay. The screen goes black. My phone lights up. It's her, finally. Voice shaking, broken, desperate. I'm sorry. I did everything wrong. I ruined you. I ruined myself. He said things will get worse for both of us if we don't fix this. The call cuts. I try to call back, but the number's already dead. I stare at myself in the bathroom mirror of the motel. I don't recognize the man looking back, pale, sunken-eyed, something feral and cold growing behind the eyes. All because I loved someone enough to burn my own childhood for her future. All I can think. If I help her, I lose everything. If I do nothing, she's gone and maybe so am I. There's no way out. Not for her. Not for me. And somewhere, someone is watching. Waiting. Keeping score. Update 3. It's funny how you think you'll know what you'll do at the end of your rope. Scream. Run. Call someone. Fight back. Turns out when you're truly cornered, you just go still. Like a dog who's been kicked too many times hoping the next blow will finally end it or miss. I spent that morning pacing the motel room, watching the door, checking the windows. Every time I tried to think, my mind kept jumping burned comics, her face at the party, that first laugh that felt like a knife going in sideways. Now her, tied to a chair on a stranger's phone. My own life repackaged as blackmail collateral. I called the police once, gave them a fake name, said I heard screams in a parking lot. They put me on hold. I hung up. Couldn't risk them tracing it back. Couldn't risk being the suspect instead of the victim. With her evidence about me floating around, I'd get cuffs before I got a question. I check my email again. Another message. This time it's an address. Downtown. Not far. Come alone. Bring what's left. No signature, just that. Attached, a picture of my old comic box, the one she'd missed, the one I'd hidden in my car trunk the day I left. How the hell did they get that? I never told anyone. Never brought it up, not even to her. The photo's timestamped 20 minutes ago. Someone's close. I call a friend, someone from years ago, not mutuals, not anyone who'd cross her orbit. I ask him to check my apartment, just in case. He texts back, your door's busted in. Place is trashed. Cops here. Your name came up. I ask if he said anything. He says, wasn't worth it. Get lost, man. I take the bus to the address. I leave my phone in a bathroom trash can at a gas station halfway there. I use cash for the ride. Every face on the street feels like it's watching me. The place is an old office building. Boarded windows, 2 cars in the lot. The second I step inside, the temperature drops. Musty. Reeks of bleach and something sweeter, something wrong. A man meets me in the hall, late 40s, suit that's too clean for the side of town, eyes like dead glass. He smiles and I finally realize what people mean when they say a smile is worse than a gun. You came. He gestures like we're at brunch, leads me down a hall that smells like old soup and rot. She's there. Chair, rope, duct tape. Her eyes catch mine, hope, fear, and something else. Guilt? I almost don't recognize her. Her hair's chopped short like she did it herself. Her cheek is swollen, smeared with what looks like dried blood and tears. Her hands are shaking so badly the chair rattles on the floor. He says, you have something that belongs to us. I stammer. The comics? You want comics? He laughs. Actually laughs. Your wife owed money. Not hers, yours. She used your name for the loans. Your comics were collateral. She sold some fakes. He wants his real ones back. I stare. Who's he? He leans in, breath like stale coffee and meat. Nobody you want to meet. He holds up my comic box, the box. Taped, numbered, pristine. He's wearing gloves. I found this in your car. Nice hiding spot. Shame you left the registration in the glove box. He drags her forward. You want her to walk out? Sign this. It's a deed transfer. My new apartment signed to him. He says, simple. You get her, I get the property. I keep the comics. I look at her. She's crying, eyes flicking between me and the paper. She mouths, I'm sorry. For everything? Or just for this? I'll never know. I sign. He cuts her loose. She stumbles to her feet, tries to hug me. I step back. She clings anyway. The man tucks the box under his arm, glances at her like she's a receipt he needs to file. Don't try to find us, he says. Don't talk to anyone. He walks out, slams the door. The echo rattles my bones. We stagger into the sunlight. I let her lean on me until we round the block, then peel her hand off my arm. Don't, I say. She looks up, hollow. You lost everything for me. I shake my head. No, I lost it for someone who doesn't exist anymore. We walk in silence. She asks if she can stay with me. I tell her no, and I mean it. She asks where I'm going. I shrug. Anywhere but here. She begs me to forgive her, sobbing, grabbing at my jacket. I walk away. Last thing I see is her sinking to the curb, sobbing harder than before, not even bothering to hide it now. When I get to my motel room, there's a note slid under the door. No name, just 3 words, written in perfect block letters. Still watching, always. I stare at it for a long time. Then I pack. Again. I don't know where I'm going. I just know I'm not stopping. Because this doesn't end. Not for people like me. Not when the people you love are just waiting for you to burn. Update for, you want aftermath? There is no aftermath. There's only fallout. That's what nobody tells you. The story doesn't wrap up when the villain leaves or the bad wife gets her karma or you sign your life away in some hellish office with mold on the walls. There's just debris, floating, sticking to you no matter how many times you change your clothes or wash your hands. You start carrying it. And then you start building with it because there's nothing else left. It's been 3 months since the day I handed over everything I ever had. Apartment, comics, whatever hope was left. To save someone who already hollowed me out years before. I checked the news every morning for her name, his name, my name. Nothing. Not a trace. Like we never existed. Her last words to me, "You lost everything for someone who doesn't exist anymore." I hear it every time I close my eyes. I haven't slept in the same bed twice in weeks. Every shadow in the parking lot is him. Every knock at the door is the next round. The man in the suit, the one who took everything, left no return address. I tried to trace the notepaper, the ink. Blank. Untouchable. I went to the police with everything. The threats, the videos, the fraud. They wrote it down, nodded, said they'd open a file. A week later, I got a call from a detective. He told me I was lucky. Case closed. I asked if they found her. He said, "No one by that name exists in our system anymore." Sorry. I checked the bank again. My old account, the one she drained, now shows her name as secondary. My credit's ruined. I get calls daily from collections. Sometimes late at night I answer and just breathe. The man on the other end doesn't say anything, just listens. Last week, I opened the last message I'd been avoiding. It's a video time-stamped a week ago. Her, alone in a cheap motel room, face half hidden by shadow, clutching a photo me at 16 with my first comic book. She whispers, "I wish I could go back. I wish I could undo it." Then, "He won't let me leave." She tears the photo to pieces, then stares straight at the camera. "Tell him I'm sorry." The video ends with a knock at her door and the screen going black. Edit 1. Someone in the comments asked if I regret ever loving her. The truth is, I regret thinking love was something you could buy with comics and hope. It's not love if you have to burn for it. Edit 2. For those demanding me about revenge, there is no revenge left. Just survival. Sometimes you win by crawling away with what little you have. Sometimes you don't even get that. Edit 3. If you're reading this hoping for peace, you're in the wrong story. I check the peephole every night. Still waiting for the next knock. Still watching for the next message.